Good afternoon, friends. Hi, baby, I love you. And I just want to say, of course, we love all of you guys, too. Welcome to your new midday distraction. As we sit at home, hopefully, or perhaps work in a desolate, empty office. Hopefully you guys can maybe put this on in the background if you are working. Hopefully you can like and share. Send this out to your friends and your loved ones. Make sure they know they can get comfy every day of the week now. Welcome to Quarantime. Do me a favor, guys, make sure you like and share this broadcast. And we'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Stephen King once wrote, "Panic is highly contagious, especially in situations when nothing is known and everything is in flux." Well, the world we live in today is in flux, and it's filled with a flood of information that's often as much gossip as fact. Now, that makes it hard to know what the situation really is, and it also makes it easy for people to panic and make bad decisions. The only way not to get caught up in that chaos is to have a plan allowing you to avoid dealing with empty store shelves, long lines, and in the worst case, desperate people. Use today to prepare. A great place to start is storing food in your home, and I'm prepared myself, and I even ordered more recently. Now, the experts at My Patriot Supply have told me that orders have now reached about 100 times the normal volume, and they're shipping on a first-come, first-served basis. With this unprecedented emergency, orders are being delayed, sometimes 8 weeks or more. I urge you to add your order to mine today, because the sooner you order, the sooner you can get your purchase. Take action so you're ready for what's coming and save $70 on a 2-week emergency food kit when you go to my special website, preparewithredpill78.com. Those that know what's coming are preparing today. Go to preparewithredpill78.com. Once again, that's preparewithredpill78.com. And remember, when you support my sponsors, you support this channel. Good afternoon, Patriots, and welcome to the first episode of Quarantime with RP and M3. Methods, how are you, brother?
Doing good, man. I'm excited to be doing this in the middle of the day, right?
Oh, I am extremely excited. I know that a lot of you are sitting at home. I know a lot of you are working still from home. Some of you are actually working in the office. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us today. I just want to say Chito Barrero from Guatemala City doing a shout out there. If I can please get a list of where you guys are at. I see Washington State, Alaska, Toronto, Canada, many people from Michigan, Missouri, LA, Alabama, Indiana. Oh gosh, there's 2 of me. Sorry, guys. The magic of television. So, hopefully you guys are going to be able to get a good quality stream from us today, because this platform just announced that they are going to automatically degrade all streams during the midst of this crisis, because apparently so many people are going to be watching from home. I'm going to have to go ahead and throw on the slow mode for you guys. Just want to let you know so that nobody is surprised when that pops up. So, thank you very much. Jojo K, thanks for being here. She says, can't get enough. I can't get enough either. Methods, how you feeling today, buddy? What's going on in your life?
Man, I'm feeling good, hanging out like everybody else, trying to get through all this. I mean, we've talked about it before, like we're kind of built for this quarantine, bunker down type stuff. We personally enjoy it, but you know, we understand everybody's having to change things up a little bit, have their kids at home, deal with all of that. So, you know, we figured why not, you know, have a show during the day, give everybody, you know, an hour to, you know, unplug and listen to us just ramble for a while and see what everybody's up to.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good idea, too. Definitely, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world. But as always, the moniker of this program is Stay Comfy. There's no need to panic, you guys. This is a time for rest and relaxation, reflection. Go ahead and allow yourself to kick up your heels, get a little bit of rest in, because we're going to be here for the foreseeable future. I think it's probably at least going to be a couple of weeks, and obviously it's going to go as long as it needs to. Yeah, chat is way too fast, honey. I'll still go ahead and slow it down a little bit more. Thank you. So, Methods, did you happen to catch any of the president's town hall that was just on? I don't even know. Is it still going?
It's done now, from what I see. Yeah, I caught part of it. You know, it's kind of hard to pay attention because I love our vice president. I don't like to talk ill will about people.
Sure.
But when it comes to the energy, man, sometimes I kind of zone out a little bit about it. But I heard a lot of the same, talking points that they've been trying to put out there. About the plans of stuff and trying to get things put through. And the interesting thing that I saw, because right as Trump was walking out and they do their little commercial break, I see the John Solomon report that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen or definitely will hear about, that Pelosi's like, all right, I'll back off my bill with all these poison pills in it, but we're going to vote on the original bill that was in the Senate. But watch out for their poison pills. And she's just trying to act like a savior. We'll see what happens. I don't know if she's seen the polls about even Democrats calling for her head over all this stuff. And she's trying to save face, or she knows the votes aren't going to go through anyways. So she just looks like, she's fine. But even Trump was saying, yeah, he's hearing word, even during that, he was hearing word that, they're kind of coming to an agreement here, because we need something to go through, man.
Yeah, they obviously need to. This is not the time for politicking. This is not the time to try and stuff a bunch of earmarks in. As we know, obviously, Nancy Pelosi did that yesterday. That's why they weren't able to get anything through, because she had just a bunch of ridiculous demands. Some of them we talked about in the video yesterday. But she just has, in all honesty, it's earmarks that are designed to ensure the success of the D party into the future. And without those earmarks, then I think it's pretty obvious that they are doomed. The only doom here in this country right now is for the D party. People, I'm sure Nancy Pelosi sees the writing on the wall. I'm sure that she can see the polls showing that the American public are not happy with the stuff she was doing, and that's why she backed down so quickly. I'm actually a little shocked that she backed down so quickly. But when it comes down to it, this is something that needs to get passed as quickly as possible, because people are hurting. Right here in my house, my daughter went and filed for unemployment yesterday because she was completely laid off from her job. And the system told her that she is due for $0. $0. So she's in a really bad way. Now, I'm sure that's an accident. Maybe that's some type of glitch in the system, because she's definitely been working long enough to qualify for it. But, it's not going to be too soon before she gets through to somebody on the phone. The unemployment claims went up by millions in the last couple of days.
Oh, I'm sure. I've been getting messages, people replying to me or whatever, saying, what bind they're in or their family's been in, or having to let employees go from their home business or family business. Even my wife, they had to cut their employees on the clock by half.
Yeah.
It's been now luckily she had vacation time that she could use.
Good.
So she decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just use this. And they were able to open up time for other employees that otherwise wouldn't have been on the schedule because of her position.
That's awesome.
So no, I'm, hat tip to her for sure. But yeah, everybody is hurting to a degree about all this stuff, and not knowing when, if you have a date on, okay, help is coming on X date, you can kind of prepare for it, kind of put your mind at ease, the end, you could see the light at the end of the tunnel. But having this whole political game happening with people that we've already been, increasingly, I'll just say disliking, it all the way through the impeachment stuff and all that, it's the same people that are causing these problems.
Yeah.
And so it's something that we need something to sign, so we have a date where people can get help and relief and start putting things back together.
Yeah, as long as it looks like some nebulous thing that's like out there in the future, but there's like nothing in stone. There's no date, nothing that they can look to. People are going to feel, pretty uncomfortable about it. I mean, not everybody's in a position where they can just continue to live without that regular income coming in. I think that most people in America are living, virtually paycheck to paycheck. That's pretty much how it is nowadays, because we've got the quality of living and the cost of living has decreased quite a bit with the deflation of the American dollar. Well, the inflation of the American dollar, but the deflation of the value. Let me just give a couple of quick thank yous. I need to say thanks to Dawn Kutcha and Diana Gardner for joining as members. Michael Kennedy says, good afternoon, fellow detainees, 17. Thank you, Michael. Sassy Gal also joining as a member. The Mandalorian, what's up, Chief? He says, been waiting all day for this notification. Hashtag comfy. Cynthia Torres says, we are winning Trump 2020. That's right. We are 100%. Norm W says, Angels Camp, California. Glad to have you here, Norm. Navy Vet says, USNS Mercy and Comfort both were in dry dock recently being upgraded. Prison ships. We're going to talk about that in just a second. DJ Grizz 71 Lang, thank you for that thumbs up. And then Cheeto Barrero joining as a member of the channel. So yeah, I did want to talk to you about Mercy and Comfort methods, because those are hospital ships, but they're not meant for people afflicted with CV-19. They are giant. They don't have windows on them, and they more are akin to being basically prison barges. And they asked President Trump about this the other day in a news conference, and they were open about the fact that they're not going to be for people with CV-19. So just who are they going to be for?
I mean, we can speculate all we want and go down the rabbit hole, but it's interesting that they've made such a point to have them there and they're putting them around. And then we had, I can't remember which governor was already calling for it. Who was it? Newsom?
It very well could be, because they're on the coast.
Yeah, I think it was on the West Coast. They're already calling for it to be there of assistance. I've been wondering myself, having it there. And of course we can immediately hope and jump down the road of, okay, yeah, they're going to put everybody out there, so you get into maritime laws and all that stuff.
Hey, I like it. I like speculating like that.
Right. No, I'm all for it, but I don't, don't put out your Twitter decodes on me and Red Pill cover.
That's right. Hold your fingers, guys.
Right. No, but I mean, the idea of it is that it's brilliant, really, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, whether it's even just like a controlled supply location for certain things, or, to put people in there for dissonance. Let's say that riots start occurring and all that stuff for whatever reason, because we've even seen the FBI's hearing chatter about these white supremacists that are going around and trying to give the Kung Flu to police and stuff.
Oh, no way. I hadn't heard that.
yeah. No, they're and of course it was reported by ABC News as an exclusive, so that's on the up and up. But
throw it out.
Right. But how convenient that we're kind of what they want to label all of us as. Yeah. That it's kind of back in there talking about things being done like that. So that's where I'm wondering, because it's we know the relief is going to get worked out one way or another, and we just need to let that time pass how it needs to get to it. What's the next thing they're going to do? I mean, even our favorite Anon was, he's pointing at, gave us basically the playbook.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Right, a great post.
Yeah.
But what's the move after that? And to me, it's public dissonance. I think that they would want to do something to cause havoc and fear and all that stuff, and they need it to be from our side.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of paying attention to that. So when seeing that ABC News thing, I was like, okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Well, I also thought, how convenient that it's on a ship. Obviously they've got plenty of buildings. I mean, think of all those shut down Walmarts that we've been hearing about for years. Those could very easily be used as holding centers for people like that. But with the fact that these are hospital ships and the fact that they're more like prison barges, it's perfect to load people up and then, ship them around the world down to Guantanamo. Just want to say thank you to Wide Awake Vegas. Says, thank you for spreading the truth. Red Pill, love you, brother. Winning where we go one, we go all. Thank you, Wide Awake Vegas. Eva H, thank you for that. Laura QAnon says, stuck in quarantine with my liberal husband. Help. Thank God.
That's a sitcom in the making, right?
Oh,
there.
Yes, I love it. You guys should start a show. Thank God for comfy weekdays where we go one, we go all. True Grit says, hi, Red Pill and Methods. Love your show. Longtime listener, first-time super chatter. Any news on Hanks and his merry band of fellow Ps? Thank you for abbreviating it. Then Luto Mama, thank you for that. And then Looney Tune says, hey, RP and Methods, promoting the QTubers on Facebook. People are interested. Also, have you seen Drew Barrymore's Twitter vid? Huge comms in her vid. As far as Hanks is concerned, I don't have any new updates. I looked yesterday and there were no new images. There were no new videos. The last one that I saw was from his son Chet with that slightly cheeky, tongue-in-cheek video that he made. Although, I tend to think that if what's being speculated on is true, that's closer to the truth than many people would realize. But I don't know. I don't know for certain. And then...
Well, they did put out that statement that was allegedly from him over the weekend saying that they were feeling better, all that stuff. Not a video. I think there was a picture that was used. I don't know. I didn't see the original. I just saw the screen cap of the statement.
Okay.
And then people were showing how that picture is like the exact same with a different shirt that he had from a few years ago. But you know how that works on the internet. That's why I haven't tweeted anything about it.
Sure.
Because it could be just, somebody messing around.
Yeah. All right. And then as far as Drew Barrymore's video, I did see Drew Barrymore's video. I thought it was interesting. She was wearing that Playboy key. I mean, she was in Playboy. But I mean, she was wearing the key. And then in Ellen DeGeneres' photos, there was also like, a big thing of keys. Now, having worked, in like certain portions of like design industries, I used to work at this frame shop and they sold like home decorator stuff like that. Like people would come in and then have the artist basically decide on a look for their room. I don't know what it's called, but home interior design. That's what it is, interior design. And for some reason, the big keychain of rusty keys, of ancient skeleton keys, is something very popular. A lot of people do that. So, but I mean, it was conspicuously placed. I mean, can you think of any comms that the keys might represent, Methods?
Not off the top of my head, to be honest about it. Now, what was interesting about the Drew Barrymore clip, unless she put out a new one recently, the one where it's like 15 seconds and she's, standing in a bathroom, because apparently that's the thing to do when you film as a celebrity during a quarantine. She was scratching herself like, she's needing some of that Chappelle crack,
like Dave Chappelle.
Right. It's exactly like that. So I don't know. I mean, just seeing these people, I know not wearing makeup and not having the people around, or the shiny Hollywood experience of making everybody look like they're, otherworldly, better than all of us or whatever. They look like garbage. Honestly,
like hot garbage.
It gets worse and worse, and it's like it's just been a week, and Ellen looks like she's dying inside. Like she's like, it's year 5. I'm on my last, supplies. Yeah. I don't know where it's like. I don't know what's going on with these people, to be honest.
Wow. Rebel says, Gateway Pundit, Dr. Zelenko in New York reports hydroxychloroquine 100% effective on 350 patients. I believe he teamed that up with a Z-Pack. So, this is not the first time that we've had these little mini trials where people have been completely relieved of their maladies using the hydroxychloroquine and the Z-Pack. That study that I referenced the other day that the doctor, I believe it was from Johns Hopkins, had done, 100% of the people in that study had been relieved of what was ailing them. And I think that is a pretty good sign. I think that anybody who has any type of anxiety about this can look to these studies and know that they're going to be okay, you guys. Everything's going to be okay. This medicine is widely available. They're going to get it out to people. And I don't think it's anything to worry about personally. But, I mean, not to say that we shouldn't leave, we shouldn't stay in our homes. I mean, I do believe that we should follow the rules and do what President Trump is telling us to do, because I think that there's a strong reason why that's necessary. Mr. Spock says, going to find someone in my area that needs the money more than I do to give my check to. Not rich, but not laid off. Well, Mr. Spock, that's incredibly generous of you. So thank you for doing that. I encourage anyone who has the ability to help other people during this time, make sure that you do reach out to people. I in the area that I live, I know all of my neighbors, and if anything comes up and people need help with anything, I'm here to help them 100%. I'm very lucky in that I live on a dead-end street, So it gives me the opportunity to know everybody that lives in these houses, and I'm friendly with all of them. I know that that's not always the case. I mean, not everybody can be so confident about the quality of their neighbors. Methods, are you and Mrs. M close with any of your neighbors?
Not really. We haven't been here that long, and on top of that, I mean, it's the kind of thing down here. We're friendly, see each other. People walking dogs and stuff like that. But with how much she works and how much I'm doing whatever stupid stuff I'm doing on the internet, kind of keep to myself on that point. But I mean, family and stuff, everybody's making sure everybody's good, and all the phone calls are going out. If anybody needs help, they're helping each other. And that's kind of what it's about. It kind of brings people back to that, less selfish, more so making sure humanity's okay.
Yeah.
So it has been beautiful to see, like, especially like at the very least seeing people asking for prayers on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then just seeing how far it spreads for people that say, hey, I can at least pray. We're not next door neighbors, but we could pray for each other and be there. So that's been really, really cool to see.
Definitely. I mean, I think that when you see something like this happen, it really gives you hope for humanity. I mean, I think that before this all started popping off, people had been pushed to that pathological narcissism. Everybody's focused on themselves. Everybody's, taking selfies and putting, their dinners on Instagram. And now we're being forced to kind of take a look at, what our lives really mean. So, as terrible as events like this can be, I really do think that this can end up being a major positive in the end.
Well, on to that point, like, I really got that faith back in humanity since this movement started in general, just a few years ago, just seeing how these things play out and stuff. But now we're seeing it affect the people that might not even, it's affecting everybody. So you're seeing even more humanity happening. Like I had tweeted out, I was at the grocery store, and there, how like milk has different shelves and there's different kinds and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, on the bottom, there's a certain kind of milk. I didn't even catch what it was, but I was walking by and I saw, an African-American woman down reaching to the back of there to get the final gallon of that milk. And this white woman walked up and said, hey, is there any more down there? And she goes, no, this is the last one, but you can take it. And it was like that polite argument, like, no, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. And then, they end up laughing it off. And, it was just really, really cool to watch that happen in the midst of people kind of, freaking out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you contrast it with, say, videos of people on Black Friday, around Christmas time, fighting and getting into knockdown, drag-out brawls over the last Tickle Me Elmo or whatever the hot toy item is this year or this past season. Cody Daigle says, POTUS has been foot stomping about helping big biz switch to manufacturing critical items, which is important to the future of America, 100%. Possible foundation to switch our infrastructure from hidden tech rollout and ease the transition from the old system. Absolutely. This is an incredible opportunity for America. If we can take everything that we are now sourcing from other countries, I don't care what country it is, bring all of that manufacturing of those goods and those parts here to America, not only are we going to create jobs, we're going to create incredible economic stimulus, but we're going to ensure American independence from now and into centuries beyond. Victoria Olvenik says, thanks for being you. Thank you for that, Victoria. Stephanie Oostveen says, the celebrities look bad because they don't have access to their makeup crews. Let's try to keep some critical thinking on this. Absolutely, Stephanie. And I said this the other day. People like these celebrities who go around being made up all day long, 24 hours a day, always ready for the cameras. It's very possible that they're taking some time off. But I don't mind theorizing about other things that could possibly be. So don't ever take anything that is a theory at 100%, truth, because that you can't say that unless you have some actual sauce to back stuff up. But these theories are always fun to work with. Baby T One Shots is now a member of the channel. Thank you, Baby T. Looney Tune says, Drew's vid, first to last. She does an air cue. She has a 666 behind her ear. She says noose, not news. References choking. keys could be for the the youngins, and then the old TV in the kitchen burner phone. Wow, that's really interesting. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at that. I've only seen stills of it. Michael Kenny says, is it wrong that I want to travel to the rainforest and discover some new slugs so I can make it the Pelosi? Asking for a friend. Oh, Mike.
Yeah, someone's got a lot of free time to think lately, and that's genius.
Yeah. So Constitution First Amendment says, I didn't know Red Pill had a Tickle Me Elmo. No, I sold them at a toy store, which no longer exists. That was quite the experience, guys. That was like right after high school, I believe, that was a huge thing. So here's something I wanted to talk about, because somebody brought it up in the chat. This House stimulus bill aims to create a digital dollar to send aid for this epidemic to the unbanked. Had you heard about that, Methods?
I had heard about it from you right before the show.
That's right. I forgot. Well,
so why don't you teach me something?
Well, the thing is, it's part of the D's latest version of the bill. And so this was revealed late Monday. But so it looks to implement a digital dollar to streamline payments to U.S. citizens outside of the traditional financial system. I think this is incredibly dangerous, because what is backing that digital money? And if it's establishing it outside of the traditional monetary system, I think this could be going one step towards flipping us onto a permanent digital currency, which is backed by the cabal. That's what I think.
I can agree with you on that, but then on the flip side of it, everybody's touching all this money right now.
Yeah.
With this virus. So I mean, that is the argument that I at least have in my head about the pros and cons of using digital. Because I was sitting there thinking, when's the last time I actually used cash? And I can't really think of it off the top of my head. But that does get into giving control as compared to having things physically in your hands. So it's a dangerous road. But I mean, which road's the best?
Yeah, I mean, that's something they're going to have to figure out. But your point is well taken. Your point is well taken. Now, I need to say thank you to Crystal Pistol. RP, I sent you an email that you and your RP your girlfriend will find interesting, all in fun. Okay, Crystal, I was totally going to bring it up. I've actually got the picture at the ready. So Crystal was watching a program. I think it was on CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting, and she jokingly said that she saw me and my girlfriend on the channel. So let me pull that up so you guys can see it, because I thought that was hilarious. All right, here it is. I had to do a double take because it does have a passing resemblance to me, and the glasses are pretty right on. But no, this is not me, and especially look, it's a screen cap from James Munder. Did James say this was me? That's funny.
Nah, man, we all know that's the whistleblower.
That's right, that's the whistleblower. Oh, we've got over 4,200 people watching. Anybody who's new, if you have not yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please do also consider liking and sharing this video on your favorite social media platform. This is a new program. It's called Quarantime with RP and M3, and we're going to be here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, for the foreseeable future, until this whole thing has blown over and we can all go back to lives as normal. Now, Marianne Rodriguez says, thank you, RP78. Your shows are always great and very informative. Trump 2020, where we go one, we go all. Absolutely, you guys. Now, I also want to talk about some of the other things that were stuffed into the Democrat version of the bill that we just averted. Gwinnett Took Her Red Pill says, longtime listener, newer to live chat. I'm a truck driver, so I miss a lot of these live streams. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for having the time to tune in, Gwinnett. I appreciate you being here. Elizabeth Cole says, see, Sean Atwood's Is CV a Bioweapon? I'm definitely familiar with that, and I'd like to announce right now that Sean Atwood is going to be a guest on the program. It's going to be a Friday or Saturday night. I don't remember exactly the date because I don't have my calendar right in front of me, but Sean's going to be here next month. So anybody who's a fan of Sean, make sure you tune in. I will announce the exact date ahead of time.
Yeah, we have a lot of exciting stuff on all the shows, man. Like, I mean, we've been talking about what you've got going on over the weekends, and then, Comfy Sunday.
Yeah.
I like letting people know week to week, but I'm personally, giddy about a lot of things that we're going to be doing. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, we've got some really good guests coming up on Comfy Sunday in the upcoming weeks. People that you have never seen on any part of this channel. So you guys definitely keep your eyes open and make sure that you have your notification bell turned on. When you go to my channel on on either on your phone or on your computer, there's a little notification bell that's next to the subscribe button, and you have to go and select all notifications, because if you're on just some notifications, you're probably going to get like 10% of them. And then if you're on no notifications, you'll never get a single one. But if you hit all, there's a much better chance that you'll at least get more than 10%. What's interesting is I was actually just looking at my analytics over the weekend, and there's like 36 or 37% of the people who are subscribed to this channel that do have all notifications on. And that is like 10-15% more than what most channels have on YouTube. So I just wanted to say thanks again to the audience, people who are dedicated listeners of the platform, because we really enjoy having you guys here. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing this at all.
And yes, Berserker Bear, wasn't he one of the people that won on your...
He was. Berserker Bear. Is he here?
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, this show is real life right now. We're live.
Yeah, we are live, Berserker
Good
Bear.
to see you, friend. Looking forward to you being a couple $100 richer.
Yeah, congratulations to Berserker Bear and Matcha Latte. Both of them were the winners of the 200,000 subscriber contest. They each won a $200 gift card. Berserker Bear won it from Target, and then Matcha Latte, I'm still waiting for the email. It's probably in there, but I get so many each day. So we're going to get that out to that account as well very soon. Elizabeth Coles, thank you once again for that. Janice Welsh, thank you for the prayers. Looney Tune says, Drew also covers the eye. Illuma Donkey, no doubt. Can't see the plan. Lego Cars says, my hero. That's super cute. I've never seen that one before. And then Marsha Wood also with the heart. Thank you very much, Marsha. Appreciate that. Yeah, Berserker Bear, not a problem, guys. And Q shook me all night long. I'm sorry, hon. Sorry you didn't win. But keep going, you guys. We're going to have more contests in the future. I've actually got a hat that I'm going to be giving away next. My friend G Money from Twitter made them, and he sent me a couple. So I'm going to keep one for myself, and I'm going to give the other one away to you guys. So in the video today, I'll go ahead and show it off. I was actually going to wear it during this broadcast, but then I forgot. Joshua Cox, thank you for joining as a member of the channel. I appreciate it. So yeah, 4,260 viewers, you guys. Please make sure you have liked and subscribed. We've got 1.3 thousand likes, so it only means that 3,000 of you haven't hit the like button yet. If you could, guys, we would appreciate it. So let me see, what else was there? Oh, the stuff that the D's were trying to push onto that bill. We obviously, from the post yesterday, like we said, just a very clear indication of what the playbook was. And I'm really glad that that post came out, because I've been waiting for a definitive answer on what's been taking place. Now, when you place that post together with that video that James Woods put out yesterday, talking about the nature of this sickness and who it's affecting, how it's working, the long incubation time when people are contagious, it really points to the theory that this is definitely a man-made crisis. And now the Democrats are trying to take advantage of that by stuffing all of these earmarks into the bill so that they can basically harvest as many votes as they want. They can allow people to vote without an ID. So that means that, many people who should not be able to vote at all would be able to. So we narrowly averted a crisis. Now, it's the problem is we've got so many people that are no longer in Congress. They're not in session because a lot of people went home. So Nancy Pelosi is trying to get people to vote from home, and I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how they would do it either necessarily. I mean, we just had the Supreme Court do it on that bill that's saying that the states can disregard insanity pleas when it comes to convictions and stuff like that. So it is becoming a thing to vote from home now. As far as them trying to Trojan horse this bill with things that were going on, the abortion stuff pissed me off to no end. That's frustrating when we're trying to, the argument is to save lives, and they want money to continue to end lives. Whether it, and now I will disclaimer this. I understand certain things as far as like defects when it comes to babies, being born and,
or the life of the mother even too,
life of the mother, all that stuff. Yeah. I completely understand that, but that's a drop in the bucket compared to, selfish abortions.
Fraction of the percent.
Right. And so that's where my problem is just to watch this like good versus evil battle happening in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wanted this bill to pass over the weekend, the one that now we're going to vote on again.
Mm-hmm.
So how many people just lost their jobs even over a 3-day period that's going to get added on because now we've got to wait just a little bit longer for this money to show up.
Mm-hmm.
To watch this level of evil, like we can all agree that we've been watching this for a few years, but I mean, I'm even having people that I talk to that don't pay attention to this stuff. I don't bring it up, but they're coming to me and they're like, all right, I know you're into this stuff and paying attention. I can't wrap my head around them not helping the American people. Why are the Democrats doing this? And I would be like, it's exactly what I've been wanting to tell you. It's really that evil. It's agenda driven. It's power driven. They're afraid to lose that control. And they also, and then the point that was made back to me by somebody who doesn't follow this stuff pretty much at all, they said, well, I think one of the biggest problems is that the mainstream media won't shut up about the virus. They're talking too much.
Yeah.
And to hear that from somebody who I don't even know who they're going to vote for was definitely intriguing to see that happening on a level that's different than what we're used to.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that the mainstream media is just using this as an opportunity to stoke fears, to sow, I guess, distrust and the like in President Trump and his agenda. They've used it as an opportunity to wipe away all the gains. But didn't you say that the Dow was up 1,500 points since President Trump began speaking this morning?
Well, yeah, it was during, and I was watching it go from like 12, 13 to up to like 16. And the last time I checked, before I changed it off my TV screen, was at like 14 something.
Nice.
So it's kind of in that nice little balancing point that we should definitely be in the green above 1,000 today. But
good.
Ask somebody who knows a lot more, like Craig Mason.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Hey, and I should mention I'm going to be on Craig's live stream tonight. So make sure you tune into old Craig's channel, Craig Mason's Reasonable Conversation channel, because I'm going to be joining him, and we're going to be talking about a whole host of things tonight.
What time is that happening?
I believe it starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay, yeah, and I'm going to be on his show on Saturday.
Right on, good.
So I'll have to look up the time. Everybody knows. I'll tweet it out. But no, Craig's great. Everybody, yeah. Craig Mason, go find him, subscribe.
Craig is awesome. Chris Benning says Dow's up by 1540 right now. Good stuff. Good stuff.
There you go.
Need to say thanks to Joshua Cox and Rich Basile, both joining as members. Jen Fair says, love people being lifted up in prayer on Twitter. Love y'all. Where we go one, we go all. Thank you, Jen. Brian Beller says, now I see all the white rabbits and symbols everywhere. We need time off to reflect and find inner peace. I absolutely agree. Isn't it funny how when you start thinking about the symbolism, you start seeing it everywhere that you go, especially in popular culture? Eric Anderson says, now I'm pissed. No canned treats. Cats need treats. Oh man. Yeah, I went and bought a whole bunch of stuff for my cats and dogs before the lockdown went into effect. Sue Randall says they are no longer socialist Democrats. They are fascista socialists. That's right. I do believe that. Phenomenon says Gov20 control a virus pandemic. Yeah, this was planned. Yeah. Janus, Lieutenant Retired, says, have you heard or know anything about a debt jubilee? It's genius. Yes, I talked about that on the show yesterday. This is one of those hot button topics. You've got a lot of people who have been following the NESARA stuff for years, decades even. And so they are very excited saying that this is going to happen. Then you've got people who, have, dutifully paid off their debts. And I'm not saying people who are hoping for NESARA haven't paid off their debts. I mean, there's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle is all I'm saying. So the people who have, maybe paid off their debts, they paid off their home, they paid off their student loans, paid off their credit cards, they're not too excited about the idea of a debt jubilee because they said on the video yesterday, they think it's not fair. I'm of the opinion that if they can wipe away debt for Americans to kickstart the economy, then they should. I've paid off a huge portion of my home. I've paid off all of my credit cards. I do have student loans, but I recognize that this would be something that would be good for everyone. So, Methods, I'm interested to know what your opinion on that whole thing is.
Right. I mean, like I'll always say, financial stuff is not necessarily my bag. I probably need to research more, and I know I'm going to get DMs now. So thank you guys for that in the future. To me, anything to help out fellow man in general. Like, of course, participation trophy type stuff, giving everybody, free things. I'm not trying to support it like that. This is not a Bernie corner of the internet. But when it comes to financially fixing a humanitarian crisis issue that we are having, yeah, I'm all for it. Like, once again, the Nasara, all that stuff, I probably just need to take some time and just go down that rabbit hole and watch, pay attention. But to me, the idea of like the end of Fight Club, just everything getting burned down and starting over.
Yes.
I mean, to me, puts a little smile on my face just because
Totally.
I'm weird. But yeah, I mean, I think helping out everybody's fine, but I do want there to always be that working fighting spirit and to be proud of what you have. So yeah, I mean, that's all I really got, man.
Yeah. I mean, I worked hard to pay off my debts, and, I know that there are people out there who have just been indiscriminate. And, I mean, I'm not saying that we need to reward people who are irresponsible, but, if it would avert a depression and the deaths, the more deaths of Americans, then I have no problem with, sacrificing that. And saying that, hey, I paid off my house, so I'm not going to get the same benefit as other people, perhaps who still have who just bought a new home, or maybe who racked up tens of thousands of dollars in credit. But if it's good for America, it's good for us. So live free or die. Thank you for that. Jerome Morsi, thank you for that. Hari Bell says, Red Pill, your laugh just makes my day. Love you guys. Thanks, Red Pill and Methods. Thank you, Hari. Son of a green card, what's up, brother? He says, my mother-in-law says fair is where you get cotton candy. I like it. Christine Prelly says, give my fur baby a bath while I listen to Red Pill and Methods. Good. Get him nice and clean. I got to give Muffin and Chi-Chi baths today, too. And Gloria Paddock, thank you for joining as a member of the channel. Appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, if we do get some type of a debt jubilee, then, whatever. It's a free pass for some people, and, I mean, maybe not as much of a free pass for everybody else, or for the other people. But, hey, let's just do what's good for the country. And if we're talking about the national debt, I mean, does that mean that we're going to wipe out whatever we owe the Fed? Does it mean that we're going to wipe out whatever China is owed? I think
don't mean to cut you off. If that gets rid of the China debt and the Fed stuff, and it's explained to me like I'm 5 years old and it makes sense, I'm all for it.
Right. I mean,
hit the button.
A large portion of China's economy, I think, is wrapped up in holding those bonds on American debt. So it just might be a genius move. QCat, thank you for joining as a member. And Live Free or Die says, I work for a large hospital systems in the Northeast and can confirm inpatient hospital beds are near empty right now. That is wonderful news. Good to hear. If we have other people in the chat who are healthcare workers who can attest to how things are going at hospitals, I would love to hear about that. That is so great. Let's see. Reparations. Yeah, no reparations. I'm not interested in reparations. QCat upgraded their membership. Thank you for that, QCat. Let's see. Yeah, Ellie says Santa surfing covers Nasara. I've seen a bunch of those Santa surfing videos recently on Nasara. But let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Harvard University's president has tested positive for the sickness. That is just another incidence of people in high-ranking deep state power that are coming down with this.
Right, and I heard what Greta Thunberg is now showing signs,
along with her dad, Greta Thunberg. Of course,
yeah. Whatever. I mean, having some people, when I hear it, like Weinstein, like, okay, come on, seriously. Yeah. Weinstein's got it. Okay, some of this can be used as potential cover or just an excuse. Just have a slanted doctor say you have it, so you can get isolation as compared to what would happen to him in prison for what he's done. I don't know, but it is interesting with Harvard and all we've kind of learned and discussed about Harvard.
Yeah, Scott Simmons says that Craig starts at 8:30. I'm on at 9. So, but tune in at 8:30. Somebody wants to know who's coughing in the background. Is that Mrs. M3?
Yeah, that's her. She's still getting over her cough.
Okay.
So no, everybody's fine. Everybody, calm down.
Stay comfy. It's all right. Let's see. KB1 joined as a supporter and then upgraded to a promoter. So thank you, KB1. Appreciate that. Let's see. So I did hear today that the president and the administration are hoping to have the American economy on track by Easter, which does Easter fall on President Trump's day, 4/10/20?
No, it
No?
doesn't.
Is that Good Friday?
I don't want to get it wrong on the date. I had it, but the chat will rip me apart nicely.
All right.
Easter 2020. Easter is April 12th.
Okay, so that's Friday. Yeah, it's Good Friday. 4/10/20 is Good Friday. Kiss a Kitty says, I have no debt, but if it helps the people, I'm in for it. Keep up the great work, guys. Love the 2 p.m. chats. Thank you for that. And then Sonny Martin, also thank you for that as well. 4/12/20 is Sunday. And let's see. Keystone Channel says, my mom is watching you live for the first time. Hi, Keystone Channel's mom. Glad you're here with us. Appreciate you tuning in. Man. So, I guess I'd like to know in the last 15 minutes, guys, what are you doing to keep yourselves busy during this time? Throw that in the chat. We've got, people who are working, people who are not working, people who are catching up on Netflix, although Netflix as well as YouTube are degrading the quality of the stream so that it doesn't break the internet. That's actually something that I thought was kind of strange, that they said that so many people were going to be home and streaming that it was going to, break the backbone of the internet. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's even possible?
I saw the article. It was like a week or so ago, and I think it was Wall Street Journal or somebody like that was discussing the theory of the internet's backbreaking over all this. And my first thought was, everybody's still on their phones at work, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
How are they not prepared for it? I don't know. I mean, this kind of dabbles into the 5G conversation that we probably don't need to do with 15 minutes left, but yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see if it were to go down, and then if it were to say go down for, 10 days, that would also be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot more people are watching things, asking me what they should watch on different stuff. So
we've gotten so many responses in the chat. We're going to go down to an even slightly slow mode. But, I see people saying that they're gardening, they're eating, they're spring cleaning, they're watching us. They are repainting 2 bathrooms. Somebody works in a grocery store, private home health caregiver. How's that, DJ? Are people doing well if you're visiting them in their homes? Let's see. Just like the 2K thing never happened. Is that Y2K? Do you guys remember Y2K? That was an interesting time. People thought that the world was going to end at that point, too.
Hey, we got a couple people saying they're smoking a lot more weed now.
I saw that. Yeah. Slipsters, I slowed it down to a 2-minute slow mode, so it should kick in here in just a second. Unless, somebody's getting drunk. Watch out, guys. This is not the time to slip and fall, pull a George Bush. Here, we'll go to 180, I guess. Still working. Many people still working.
Right.
Yeah. Puzzles and artwork. Shane Ferguson says Q34 and 35 answers Good Friday end. Ooh.
Well, hopefully people are doing puzzles better than Ellen is on a ages 10 and up Lego. What a mess.
Okay, so let's see. So remember, post 34, my fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we are taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On POTUS's order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11/3 upon the arrest announcement of Mr. J.P., actionable 11/4. Confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and will not be openly accepted. Public riots are being organized in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. On POTUS's order, a state of temporary military control will be actioned and special ops carried out. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition and special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman, and child of this country is being exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere within the country will unfortunately be divided by so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcast. We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system during this time in an effort to provide a direct message, avoiding the fake news, to all citizens. Organizations and/or people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessary authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad. I remember reading that post initially when it was first dropped, and the rush of excitement that came over me when I saw that, and thinking to myself, this has to be the president. This just has to be Donald Trump. And then in post 35, when he signs off 4/10/20, I was like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, we all have that disaster girl in front of the fire of the house smile going on reading that one. Because I mean, I can't deny, because I have a lot of people who ask me about that during these times with the quarantines, National Guard stuff, and I don't know how to respond a lot, so I kind of just don't and move on. But for anybody listening that has asked me about it, yes, it is absolutely that what he just read. I mean, couple that with any part in time during everything that's happened over the last few years, and then think about the time that we're in now, and it does seem the most likely. Yeah. But I will always remind people that there's different paths that could go with trying to take this country back, for the American people. And I think that was put in place because they were hearing chatter, or they knew that they would do those things. So they're saying, hey, if you guys go ahead and just go live in the streets, because Trump won. Because remember the J20 when Trump was inaugurated, they were already planning the riots 10 days before that, and he hadn't even been sworn in yet. So it does fit the time completely. But then again, if everything ends and everybody goes back to work and it's fine, all the, Q lied to us. Well, did Q really lie? Yeah. Or was it just a bunch of people hoping for it? Because we hope for it. But
hey, I just want to say, Keystone Channel, looks like you just accidentally got hidden by one of the mods. I can't get to it right now during the live broadcast, but I'm going to unhide you as soon as the broadcast is over. So I'm sorry. If anybody that's watching has ever been accidentally hidden by one of the mods and you've done nothing wrong, just send me an email, redpill78@protonmail.com, and I'll go ahead and take care of it. I just unhid several people yesterday that I know were friends of the channel, and it just happened accidentally. With all of these prawn bots, like this one right here, Alexandria, we're going to go ahead. Oh, somebody else already hit it. Good. Thank you, Easy Girl. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and Keystone Channel is awesome. Very nice.
Keystone Channel is a good friend of the program, so I'm sorry, hon. Sorry that you got hit. We'll take care of that. Let's see. So we got a couple of thank yous to give. So Sonny Martin, thank you for that. Or Abundant says, just came from the store for my father. They said the shelves are not empty because of customers, but because of retailers aren't allowing the orders to be too big. Well, that's unfortunate. Daddy Crab says, your show rocks, Red Pill. Hey, Methods. Thank you for that, Daddy Crab. Shane Ferguson says, that's right, Q35 and 34. Brooke Sarin says, what's your thoughts on Biden dropping when he gets the nom and someone like Michael Obama stepping in? All right, we'll talk about that again. Catherine Epler has upgraded their membership to prescriber status. Shane Ferguson says 4/10/20 is Good Friday. Jack Konopsky says, in 3 weeks made 11,000 miles. First med sup today, another one. In 3 weeks. Are you driving 11,000 miles, or are you... Keystone Channel's there. I see Keystone Channel. Okay, somebody else unhid you. Great. Awesome. And then Rebecca Farbow, thank you for joining as a member. And 27 Sparkle says, love you guys. All right, so with regard to the great Michael Obama controversy, I think that the more time in front of the camera that Joe Biden gets, the more obvious it is that he's not going to be able to survive this election cycle or through the election of 2020. I think that their hopes have been pinned upon the idea that they're going to be able to get him out of the limelight because of this, pandemic that's taking place, and that by doing so, they're going to avoid all of the necessary pitfalls that are going to come with having him in front of the camera. Like, I mean, that clip that I showed the other day when he was like, lift up the teleprompter's not working. I think that that's a real, obvious example of why Joe Biden is not doing so well. I mean, he doesn't have the ability to talk off the cuff. He doesn't understand the issues. He needs to be handled every step of the way. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to bring Michael in at the very end. I think that if they were going to do that, they would have already done that. I mean, Joe is, he's not a good candidate. It's a bad look. And, I think that they would have already announced Michael as the running mate. What do you think, Methods? Do you have any opinion on it?
Well, I mean, to think about their base, the Democrat, all the people vote blue no matter what, all that talk. For to me, to do like a psychological thing on if I'm trying to get that kind of person, Michael Obama, Hillary, round three type stuff. I would make it seem like I would be okay with it, kind of looking like there's not hope. Joe Biden, a lot of people, the please don't make me vote for Joe Biden girl dancing. Like have all that go on and then have that savior come through. That, oh, we got a familiar face. So, Michael Obama stepping in. That kind of reinvigorate things, make people forget about the past stuff. It would make a lot of sense to kind of try to do it last minute because they really couldn't do it because they would have to have the debates, and even if it's just Trump next to Biden with the empty room, Biden's going to get annihilated, and it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
So they can't let that happen. So I agree. I expect something to happen that's going to be a new name because they can't tie everything to him.
No. I think it's a death wish. Goulash wants to know what juice I'm vaping. I'm actually vaping a couple of different things. I'm vaping some Wet Liquids Blackberry, and then I've also got Juice Man Unicorn Frappe. Those are my favorites. And then I also have actually Juice Head Pineapple Grapefruit. Those three. Well, actually, there's a fourth one. The Wet Blood Orange Raspberry. All four of those are my favorites. I love that stuff. Pepe Deluxe, thank you for that. 1717, 517 today. Keep your eyes on Twitter and social media. Laureen Howarth, thank you for joining as a member. Jack Konopsky says, Jack Trucker Incorporated loves you, so you are trucking. Good to hear. Lisa Nan E, thank you for that super chat as well. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, we're approaching the top of the hour here. We're going to be signing off at 3 p.m., so just want to make sure everybody gets their reminder set. Make sure that you have turned on all notifications for the channel. You've got 4 more minutes to like this broadcast if you haven't yet. We've got 5,200 people watching and only 2.4 thousand likes, you guys. So Lisa Garogi says, I thought they banned flavored vapes. They banned flavored vapes in like the ones you get from the gas station, like the ones that are easy to purchase. I use mods and tanks. So you fill those up with the flavored vape juice that you like, and you can put it in there. Oh, Georgia Patriot says, thank you for all you do, RP and methods. Where are CEOs going? Bill Gates, etc. Hiding or escaping the apocalypse? I would imagine that Bill Gates probably stepped down because he knew exactly who this sickness was going to hit. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's got himself a couple of bunkers set up throughout the United States and the globe, and he's going to go ahead and be hiding out until everything blows over. I mean, do you have any opinions on that?
If the punishment fits the crime, if I were them, I'd be running too.
Yeah.
I mean, each case has got to be different. What kind of crimes were, even if it's all the way down to, embezzling or, just, offshore sales or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would be hiding if I were them, but it's also very interesting that during these times we're not hearing about where all these people are. So we'll see.
Definitely. All right, you guys. Well, make sure that that you guys are kind to each other. Keep yourselves busy for the next 24 hours. And definitely keep your eyes on the news. We're going to be having our regular broadcast here on the channel at 6 p.m. If anybody tuned in and they don't like the live streams, I know there's different audiences for the live streams and the produced shows. But I also know that there are many people here watching the show that are definitely going to be watching the 6 o'clock show as well. RP's real Red Pill Girlfriend asked how we can get off with 5,200 people watching. Well, I've drank a lot of coffee. I'm going to have to hit the latrine. Geist88 says, I'm vaping and don't care bear by Bad Drips. I have heard of that, but I've never tried it. Live Free or Die has joined as a supporter of the channel. Kathleen Bikert says, thanks for all you do. God bless us all, especially our president and his family. Yep, thank you very much. I'm really excited for what the future holds, you guys. And just because we're locked in our homes and we're unable to go about our daily activities, I think that there is so much that we can continue to get done. So definitely take this opportunity that we've been given and make sure that you are as productive as you can possibly be. Honey, I love you, and I miss you too. Thank you very much. Methods, anything you want to leave the audience with?
Oh, well, first off, with how many that your lovely lady pointed out, this was a great idea for us to do. We're excited about that, just because we wanted to hang out with everybody, give everybody at least an hour to do things. And I want to thank you for being willing to do this, because you've got videos. You're going to get off here and go work on more video stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, an extra hour a day, or losing an hour a day, takes a lot when you're doing video editing. So thank you for doing this. I think it's a great idea. I'm enjoying it. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us, just listening to us just chat a little bit, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow, man. It's going to be cool.
Absolutely. I am too. All right, you guys, as Methods just said, we are extremely excited about what the future holds. I'm looking forward to this hour every day until life gets back to normal. And I just want to make sure that everybody remembers to be kind to each other, and don't forget that we are all in this together. All right, guys, as always, this has been Red Pill 78, and my co-host is...
It's Methods, guys. Hey. I was told I wasn't energetic last time, so that's all you're going to get. Y'all have a good afternoon.
All right, you guys, have a good one. We'll see you at 6.